Hi, welcome, and it is part 2 of April's Patreon members storyteller bats, which is the theme of the hummingbird. So the other week we concentrated more on the natural brownie sort of colours and the fawns. This week we're going to concentrate on the olive and the blue. Okay, but I'm going to bring in some other elements as well, because we've got this really vivid emerald green in here, and I thought I want to bring that in just for a different dimension on there. And it's a colour that I don't really use that often, and I had some in my stash. I went, I'll save that for that. So what we're blending with, I do apologise, is some merino and mulberry silk blend. It's vivid emerald. Then we've got some corridale in this emerald as well, but I'm also going to add in another dimension because of the greys that are in there, and then the blue, and then there's the nesty colour. There's a bit of beige in there, a bit of blue, but then you've got natural colour as well. And this is a red Erie silk blend with gold stellina, and it's got alpaca and BFL in this mix. And then with that we dyed up these. Now this is supposed to be a grey, but it's come out this purpley tone, and this is what you sometimes get with some of the dyes that you work with, that certain colours do split or come out in a different shade depending on how much you use of it. So I'm quite happy with this one anyway, and there is the purple that's in there, so that's fine. So we're bringing that element in there, and that's on a llama merino blend with viscose, so it's got slightly, ever so slightly textured neppy bits in there. I've pulled out the emerald Angelina. We also have faux mohair in the blue and in the olive. I'll pick that up in a minute. And then I've had a rootle through my stash, and I've pulled out this catkin yellow, which is a really softer, subtler shade in comparison to the olive green, which is in the picture. I just didn't want it to be so bold because we've got the bolder greens in there already. I wanted an element to help bring down those really strong tones, and the blue does that as well. And I've got this blue BFL, and then we have the over dyed blue on the Faroe Isle wool. So this is going to be a basis where I'm going to start, and you'll find that this video is a little bit longer today. It's been absolutely hectic here behind the scenes at Woolly Cottage, so this video is a little bit longer, and then once I've done this one I'll be filming towards the end of the week the Q&A, so I'll be posting all these up today, Friday, okay, so you can watch them all in one go. And then we'll have a look at doing a colour theme. I might have a look, see what wool supplies I've got in, and actually come up with 3 colours for you guys to choose from for next week's colour vote for Dye Pot Thursday. I'll chat about that at the end of the second part of this video. Okay, so I'll catch you in a bit. You'll see I'm going to do this blend, I think, more of a mild than a gradient. I think I'm going to sort of chop the colours back and forth over the top of the blending board, so when you spin it you've got pops of colours coming all the way through, and the blue's going to be the most dominant because there's a little bit more of that. Then you're going to find that the greens will stick through a little bit more, and then hopefully the catkin and the olive will bring down those 2 colours a lot more. Anyway, so I'm going to get on with this, and I will catch you on the other side. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Faroe Isle blue, and I'm going to split that in half, and then I'm going to open up a little bit and then split across the feeding section of my drum carder. And put the second layer on. And I think at this point what I'm going to do is put in my green Angelina, because I don't want this to be in your face green. But that's just quite nice, a nice little touch of the green Angelina put in there. And then from that point I'm going to go in with the emerald green first because it's so bold. And I'm just going to paint it onto the back of my drum carder. I could probably feed it in. I just feel like painting stuff on today. Next I'm going to go with this. I blended, actually I'm going to split this in half and layer that across the bottom. And then I will go in with my blue faux mohair over the top of that. In with some of the emeralds. I'm just going to split that a little bit. I'm going to take this one on. There we go. Go in with the, what should we go with next? Oh, we'll go in with this mulberry silk and merino blend. Bring back that green again. I'm going to get my blue and my catkin. This one I'm going to put on last. So I'm going to go in with my catkin first. Yes, I am. And then my blue BFL. Okay, and then we're down to olive green and this one left on our fibres to add to this. So I'm going to go in again with my olive green faux mohair dyed, and then get my luxury blend and faff that out. There we go. That looks actually quite nice, she says, with all the surprise that she could effort as you can muster up this week. Right, so repeat again, and this is going to be a three repeat layering. Get that on there. So that's the Pharaoh Iron hand dyed over grey, or over brown, this one, over brown. Okay, then we go in with the green and paint that on the back. I mean, I'll show you, I could go in and do it as a usual faffed out layering. So do the first piece first, well, first half first. I mean, it looks fine, but I think I liked the fact that I was getting slight block sections as to why I was hand painting. So you can see how feathered it is there. But if I go in with the green and hand paint it on the back of the drum, I get sections where the green stands out a lot more bolder, and you can see that, look, already it's a complete difference. So there is a different way to enhance the bats that you're doing. It does have an effect when you're spinning it as well, so do a little sample for yourself, 50 grams or 100 grams split, 50 grams, you do the different effects to see what you're going to get when you're spinning. Sometimes if you do it like that, where you layer it out, that green might not be as bold when you're spinning with it, but because I've painted it on the back, I should get more chunkier sections of the green popping through, if you get my drift. Okay, so the next we're going to go in again with the where are we at, blue. I think I went on with the purpley one last time, so but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to carry on like this now that I've put it on there, and I'm going to again splay this out. And by doing it like this as well, when you splay it out and you end up with a feathering of colouring across, it means it's going to be more or less all the way through your spin. Whereas painting on the back drum, there'll be sections where you'll have it more stronger than you have got it in other areas. Right, next one to do is it this one, wasn't it? Or was it the green? I think it was the green. I'll split that in half because it's easier when it's been split in half. You know, I've not got a massive tail in the back of my hand. Okay, now the green. Bring that green colour back up again. And this time I'm going to add in my Angelina at this section now. Don't want too much of it because it is really emerald city green. There we go. Then from there we are now on the blue and the catkin, and then we've got the top layer to put on. So once again, I'll go in with my catkin first. Go in with my blue. There we go, and over the top with my blended luxury fibres. I'm going to get my comb and give it a quick pack down so I can get this last layer on. There we go. And there's only about 100 and so grams of this bat anyway. I would say it's probably about 110, I think, is roughly on the back. So you don't need to pack it down too much because it's not filled up the back of your drum. And do take into consideration this is a jumbo drum carder. So with a jumbo and a standard carder, you're looking at different slightly weights of how much fibre you can get onto your drum carder. And not only that, you also have to take consideration as well the coarseness or the micron count of your fibre that you're using as well, because the finer the wool, the more you can get on there. If it's a coarser wool, you'll find that you won't be able to get you won't be able to get as much. Say you got 150 grams of Dorset wool onto this, because it's quite a coarse wool, I could probably get 170 to 190 grams of a, I don't know, a South American top, because that's around about 26, 27 micron count. So yeah, so just always take that into consideration, especially when you're drum carding and you're going to double drum card it. So you're going to put it through the process, but you want the wools all to blend through more into each other. You also find that as well, you find there's a bit more of a struggle because the air, you're really trapping extra air into your drum carder as you're working with the fibres. So you may have noticed that yourself at home when you've been processing, when you go to double card something, because you want to increase the alignment of the fibres, that when you do it a second time it feels like you're working a little bit harder, and sometimes you don't actually get all that fibre that you took off the first round onto the second one without a bit of a fight. So we're gonna, oh yeah, that's it, we nearly made a mistake, Joe. So we're going to open up this Pharaoh Isle. I'm going to put that. Remember, you can ask questions at the bottoms of the comments on the YouTube video or on the actual post over on Patreon if you've got any queries or questions that you want to maybe ask that I can note down for next time for the May's Q&A. This time I'm going to add in the bright green Angelina, because I don't want it to really be on the top. If it pops through in different places, that's fine. So I'm just going to paint this on. I'm going to leave it just hanging around on the liquor, then get my emerald green. Go back in with this purpley colour. Put that on, and then in with what we go for, the emerald green, merino and mulberry silk blend. This wedge of olive. Go in with these colours of the faux mohair over the top. blue and the olive. Because it's come to the final layers, I really want these ones to pop out a little bit more, or the colours are not being hidden. Catkin. There we go. Blue. And then feather this one out, pack it down, and then take it off. There we go. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far. Let's get this on the back so we don't forget it. Get this opened up. It's very moody. That's the back of it. There we go. There is the blue version of the hummingbird. A bit of green. Could have probably done with a pop of pink in there. That might have just set it off, but I quite like the way that's come out. So that is done. We have a blend set to go with this one as well, and it's about, I think it's dead on 100 grams. So they will be hitting the shop at the weekend on Sunday. Yeah, so I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to finish off my coffee, and we'll be back with the last one for April's Storyteller Art Bats. Okay, part 2 of this video. So we're this time going to concentrate on the pink elements of this. So we're going with the pink. Now this looks, even though it is blue to me, but it's a very, very dark blue, so a very moody. So I've gone with an option for going with a dark charcoal grey, over dyed on a grey. So there's hints of lighter version colours in there as well. Actually, it's the brown version of that Fair Isle wool. So I've over dyed it in a charcoal grey, and I'm getting little hints of colours and shadings going through there, which is nice. It's not going to be a completely not a solid grey tone. Okay, so on top of that, I'm adding in a sprinkle of this light grey and some natural wool. So we're ending up with, I'm going with sparkle on that one. This one here, multicoloured, because these birds are iridescent when the sunlight shines on them. So I've gone with this, and this has got a natural merino, a natural grey merino in there. And then I'm bringing in the beige at the bottom with this oatmeal, Blueface Leicester and Tussar Silk and viscose blend. And there's actually some alpaca in that as well. This is a llama viscose blend, which you see me dye the other week. Then we've got the pink, bright pink, neon pink, hand dyed faux mohair. And then I'm going to bring in the green, but a bit softer on this green instead of the bolder green. It's got these neppy bits in it. It's got tweedy viscose, and it's merino and a Tussar Silk blend. Okay, so the colours I've opted for is this really soft grey. So I'm trying to bring all the colours in, and I've gone with this really bright, vivid pink, a lighter shade of the pink, and we're going to bring in that element of the olive green in there. So we've literally got nearly all the colours bar the purple in this colourway. So that's what we're going with next, and I think I'm going to do it as a colour gradient. That's what I think, that's the way that my brain's going on this one. So I'll turn you around and you can watch how I put it together. Okay, so I'm just going to split my grey into 3 sections again. Okay, and I think what I'll do is I'll feather this one out, and I've split the section into 2, and I'm going to feather it out, and I'm going to build up my blends in between these layers. And I'm going to get my fawny coloured viscose Twisted Silk and Blueface Leicester with alpaca blend in there. I'm going to blend all that in together. I think that looks nice. Then I'm going to come in with this pink, and I'm just going to paint this on, try and fill in some of these weaker gaps where the fibres are completely covered. There we go, starting to build up the colour palette now. Okay, then I'm going to put this back on. That's the other half of that long piece that we split. I've done it like that. Now I'm going to go in with this green. I'm saving the lighter grey with the sparkles for the end bit, but I want this just to poke through every so often. So I'm going to add this in now because it's not my dominant colour. I want the greys and the green and the pinks to all really pop and be vibrant on this section next. So we're going to go in with the grey. Put that there. Then we've got the vibrant pink. Actually, I'll go with the softer candy pink first, so as a more of a contrast from that soft grey into the vibrant pink. Otherwise you'd lose that grey altogether, I feel. Keep the bold colours together. So now the transition from the soft pink into the bright pink is more fluid. If I'd have put that pink next to that blue, it'd have just washed it out completely. Not blue, sorry, grey. It would have washed it out completely. So then we're going to go in. I'm just going to draft out this a little, just so it's not so bulky, and add that in there. That green next to that pop of pink looks amazing. So then I'm going to go in with my natural light grey merino blend with this rainbow Angelina in there, and then go over the top with my faux cashmere. Oh, and just add in that pop of colour. Cool. So once again, get your darker colour, use that as your base layering, splay it along, feather it so it sort of covers your base. Go in with my natural fawny nesty coloured neppy bits, which is what I love about this. It's got flax in it as well, this, so because it's making me think of the nest and all the little twiggy bits that all sit inside it. So I'm trying to transfer not only the colours that are on the blend, but the textures of the blend. Okay, it's all about interpretation. Okay, so paint this on the back. Go in with my next layer of charcoal grey, over dyed over the brown. Go in with my merino Twisted Silk viscose blend. On top of that, my little sections of colours and my little pastel neon pink, So in with my neon Barbie pink. That, and then again just draft out, because I've not got a massive section here, I'm just going to draft out this merino a little bit more so it fits nicely in there. There we go. Split that apart. What we've got next, this one here. Okay, put that in there on the backdrop, and again going with faux cashmere, paint that on so there's an equal colouring all the way across, and it just helps tie all those sections in together. And then the last layer, and then where did we go? This one, wasn't it? I nearly forgot which one I was doing. Okay, then the next section of my Pharaoh over dyed. And then I put my green blend on the top. I think it's getting time, I need to give it a quick pack down. Okay, add in our little strips of colour. I'm going to draft this out a little bit more, I think. This is my drum's starting to fill up now. There's approximately 115, 120 grams of fibre on this bat. And again, pull that back, draft it out a little. It's not so lumpy. There we go. Nearly at the end. Okay, and then the last of that faux mohair that I dyed in neon pink. Okay, so there we go. Quite easy and stuff. Just pick up these front bits, the lid to make sure it's clean. And there we have it. So there's the front, what it looks like before I do my tweaking, before it goes in its bags and gets photographed. Flip it over. That has turned out really cool. I like that. Quite pleased with that one, with the colours that we had to pick from. It wasn't a massive selection of colours or options, it was quite straightforward, which can sometimes make it even harder. Okay, so we have all three of April's storyteller bats in the theme of the hummingbird, which I think you'll find yourself if you are working with a limited colour picture. If you want an inspiration from it, it can be quite challenging. It's not the easiest thing to do. Sometimes having a colour picture with like 6 or 7 different options or shades or whatever, or more detail in the picture, can help you be more imaginative. And this is about thinking out the box. It's about thinking about how you could put these colours together without it looking ridiculous. And the method that you want to spin it in as well is also very important on how the end result's going to be. So you can see that the catkins calm down the emerald green, and the blues have as well. The hints of the grey in there. Okay, so that's turned out really, really lovely. Then obviously this is the one from the other week, was based on more natural, the natural brown of the Furrow Sea Isle wool with hints of the colours in there. So we've gone from that to a bit more bolder, and then even more bolder, but bringing in lighter elements of the colour chart. So these and the matching blend sets will be available on the website this Sunday. They'll click in there probably about midnight. That's the time I have it set for. Could you please consider, and I don't want to say this, I feel awful saying this, but can you please consider there's 17 other members on the Patreon, and some of them look forward to getting the chance to buy one of these bats or a blend set. I'm not saying don't buy them. I'm not saying don't come back the week after you've already bought one or whatever. I won't put them to one side for you. I will not take it off and hide it until you're ready to pay for it. I'm sorry, but I will not do that. It's not fair to the rest of the Patreon members. If you want to buy them, by all means do. But please consider that there may be somebody else that wants to buy at least one of them, and not all of them all at the same time from the exact same month. I know it's really exciting to watch my progress and how I do things, but please just have a little consideration for the other members on the Patreon, and maybe you'll even just leave one behind if you really wanted all three of them. You've got the option to buy the blend set that matches one of the ones that you leave behind bat wise. Not everybody's got the facilities or the means at home to actually blend up these bats for purchasing a blend set. So just a little bit of consideration please for anybody else that would like to. It could be sat there the following month and not sold, then buy it if that's the case, if that's what you want to do. I get messaged and yeah, I'm one of these people that I wouldn't do it myself in the supermarket. If there was 3 toilet rolls left on the shelf for Toilet Roll Gate, I would have only bought one. I wouldn't buy all 3 of them or even 2 of them. I'd let somebody else get a go if it was running out. So please just take into consideration they are limited stock. It is limited supply. I may in the future try and come up with some sort of I don't know, club or a tier group where you can purchase it and it'll be put onto the website and you'll get a decent discount off of that. But we'll have to put that to a vote and see what other people think on that subject. Okay, so that's me done for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. Watch out this weekend on the platform for the new colour votes. I'm going to have a good look through my colours, and I'm thinking of a dye pot of actually starting talking about technical dyeing, which is about the dye stock solutions and how much you need. So I'm thinking fades and gradients for next week's dye pot. So I think what I'll do is I will look through what I've got and we will come up with a plan for next week and see what you guys vote on. It could be like dark duck egg blue or dusky green, a moss green or a peach or cornflower yellow, that sort of colours. Yeah, so we'll look at that for next week and we will do that dye pot, and then I can go into a bit more technicalities about how to measure out to get gradients in your dyeing. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Watch out for Q&A. That will be popping up later on as well this evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will catch up with you next week, and hopefully I'll be back over on Instagram for live chat next Saturday. I just need some rest and recuperation. Take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube if you don't already, and I will see you soon. Thank you very much for your support.